What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Christian J Show. So today's topic is going to be over Spider-Man: No Way Home. Now, originally I had planned on going to see the movie. I was ready. I said, okay, you know what? Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. Like when I was a child, I had to have everything Spider-Man, or I had to have everything blue and red because that was always Spider-Man colors, and it with a touch of white. I always had to have something blue, red, and white. I always had to have that. So I was like, well, you know what? Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I'm gonna go see it. When I said I was gonna go see it, and when it came out, I remember I was on TikTok, what at night like I normally do, watch it and everything. I remember I was scrolling, and I scrolled upon this post, and it was Spider-Man No Way Home, and it was everybody saying Andrew Garfield has returned. I almost threw my phone across the room because I was that upset. And I know you're gonna be like, well, you could have got off social media. No. How about y'all get off social media and not spoil everything? Or if you're going to be on social media, how about you put up spoiler ahead? If you don't want spoilers, scroll. Y'all always trying to find a way to justify you spoiling something. Y'all always trying to do that. Y'all always got to see it. So finally I went to go see it. I must say, to be honest, and if I'm being honest, it was mediocre. I know. Y'all gonna be like, well, you said Spider-Man's your favorite superhero. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But let me tell you why I think it was mediocre. First of all, this movie was nothing but a nostalgia movie. It really was. If I'm gonna be honest, it was nothing but a nostalgia movie. You didn't have any Spider-Man, Tom Spider-Man villains in the movie. You really didn't. And you brought back Andrew and Toby. You brought them back. And I know everybody's like, well, we're happy Andrew and Toby's back. Yeah, we're happy about that. But I'm going to be honest. If they did not bring them back, would y'all have went on crazy about this movie if it was just Tom by himself? It didn't have Andrew in there, or it didn't have Toby in there. It didn't have any of his villains, any of Toby's villains, or any of Andrew's villains. Well, one of Andrew's villains, because the other one is coming. If it didn't have any of them in it, would y'all have made this much noise over the movie? Honestly, I don't think it would. I don't think I would have made that much noise over the movie if Andrew and Toby and the other villains, Doc Ock and Sandman and Electro and Green Goblin were in Lizard. Oh, it was two of Andrew's villains. I was thinking about the other Green Goblin. It was two of them. Lizard was in there as well. Wasn't he? Yeah, he was. I don't think I would have made that much noise over the movie, if I'm being honest. I was, it was amazing. I was hyped up for the movie. And when I finally watched it, because they have not released it on Disney Plus yet, I don't think. If they did, I must be missed it. But I don't think they have released it on Disney Plus. No, they haven't, because of a licensing agreement. I almost said licensing agreement. Anyway, licensing agreement. But I had to watch a bootleg. Yeah, I know. I had to watch the movie bootleg. I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to watch this, see what everybody's talking about. And when I watched it, I was kind of disappointed because I was left with wanting more from the film. I thought it was going to be this big thing because everyone made it as it was like going to be this big, elaborate movie. It's going to do this, it's going to do that. It's going to have action, this, that, and the third. I was left wanting something more out of the movie. I really was. And the fact that instead of doing everything he can to clear his name, he decides to mess with people's minds and screw everything up. That was the dumbest decision ever that any Spider-Man could have ever made. But my thing is, you wouldn't catch Tobey Spider-Man messing with somebody's mind. Even when Harry was going on saying, oh, Spider-Man killed my daddy. Spider-Man killed my daddy. You didn't see him trying to clear his name with that. You didn't. I mean, to be honest, Harry didn't even, he really wasn't telling anybody. If it was me, I would have been screaming from the rooftop, Spider-Man killed my daddy. Anyway, I was like, you wouldn't catch Andrew Spider-Man doing that. And this is not a testament to any, this is not me trying to show favoritism to Tobey Spider-Man or Andrew Spider-Man. Even though I kind of like Tom Spider-Man, to be honest. I kind of like his a little bit. But I guess I'm not as sold on his Spider-Man just yet. I'm not sold on his Spider-Man just yet, to be honest. I'm really not. I guess I have to see him in a couple of more movies. I mean, I know he was in Infinity War and Endgame and all that, and Civil War. I know he was in all that. So I don't need y'all to be like, well, he was in there. You ain't warm with him yet? No. And it's probably just the nostalgia in me that I haven't worn the Tom Spider-Man yet. It probably is. Who knows? Because I grew up with Tobey Spider-Man. And I grew up with Andrew Spider-Man. And it kind of hurted me that Andrew Spider-Man did not get a third film. And I talked about this last time. It was last season. I gave a review on The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So Y'all can go listen to that. But anyway, I'm not totally warmed up yet to Tom Spider-Man. I'm not. So we're not going to be like, well, you're just showing favoritism. Could be. I don't really care. Now, I must say this. The only reason why it was good is because of Tobey Spider-Man, Andrew Spider-Man, the old villains, and the references to past movies. Now, if we're being honest, and if you read the comics, then you would know that Andrew was Spider-Man. In the comics, Spider-Man is not super macho. He isn't always serious or anything. He cracks jokes, has quips. Andrew had that. First movie, The Amazing Spider-Man, he had that. He was the closest to the comic book Spider-Man. But y'all, a lot of y'all see he was too hipster when his movies came out, among other things. So he had Doctor Strange in the movie. I was like, okay, what is this movie going to be about? Because the way I would have, and I remember I watched Far From Home. And I was waiting on this. I was waiting on the fourth movie to have the word home in it because that's what it seemed like the theme for Tom Spider-Man was. Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man No Way Home. I thought the fourth movie would have been Spider-Man Bringing Him Home. I was like, okay, like, I guess y'all on this home thing. Like, what we got going on? Anyway, I watched Far From Home, and I remember his identity got revealed. If I'm remembering correctly, I think that's what happened. Yeah, it did. I think so. It's been a while since I watched it. But anyway, my thing is, I would have been saying, oh, child, that ain't me. I ain't no Spider-Man. Like, you got me mistaken for somebody else. Because the way I would have been deflecting, by the end of the day, I would have had y'all rethinking everything in life. I would have had y'all rethinking, had them rethinking what they ate for breakfast that morning. The way I would be like, child, you got me mistaken. I could never be Spider-Man. Have you seen me? Like, have you seen me? Because watching these superhero movies have made me realize that some of these superheroes ain't good liars. Especially when they identity had become revealed. I be like, y'all don't know how to lie and lie your way out? I be like, y'all, it's like y'all allow them to tell your secret identity. It's like y'all don't even care half the time. If y'all didn't care, why y'all keep y'all identity a secret? One thing about me, I was Spider-Man? I would say, no, the next, he talking about somebody else, because I ain't Spider-Man. I would have paid somebody so quick that looked like me, but has the same build as me, and say, you put on your Spider-Man costume. You put on the Spider-Man costume, and you pretend you Spider-Man. Now, look, I'm prepared to pay you with food. I ain't got no money. I'm prepared to pay you with food. And look, what I'm going to need you to do is walk around like you Spider-Man. Sit down with me at a coffee shop. Do that. Sit down with me at the coffee shop. We sitting out there in the open. I'm going to give you these little things. You do the little web thing. You web off, okay? You web off, just fly off, just get out, you go. You get off and get gone. You meet me back at my place after the heat died down. I'm gonna pay you, get your little food, I got some $5 for you. Get your money, you go. Like, the way I would have been making something saying, okay, I'm not that. But he decides to mess with people's minds. And that's where it fell flat for me, because I was like, well, why are you messing with the mind? Like, come on now. Come on. I thought we were better than that. Like, I must say, it was a lot. Honestly, the hype around the movie was speculation about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, as well as the villains. That's what I'm saying. It was basically the hype around the film, what got everybody talking, because they saw the old villains and they were like, okay, well, if Electro is back and if Lizard is back, then that must mean Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is back. If Green Goblin is back and Doc Ock is back, that must mean Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is back. Like, okay, yeah. This the film. That's what it was all about. To me, that's what it was all about. My thing, what they shouldn't have done was go into the multiverse with this movie. Like, we already know the multiverse is going to be a thing in MCU. We already know that. Multiverse is here. We already know about the multiverse. With this, they should have just kept it grounded and have Peter try to clear his name in a realistic way. First part of the movie where him and MJ were getting harassed, they're trying to warn his friends, and then May getting taken by the police, were the best parts of the movie. Then have Peter work with Matt Murdock for the whole movie and actually use his powers in public instead of just using them all the time. Now, Now, to be honest, Peter was a little dumb. Because why were you using your powers in your normal clothes? Now, I know we've seen Andrew's Spider-Man use his powers in his normal clothing, but sometimes it's not when people are around. This Peter, Tom's Spider-Man, sometimes he uses his powers while people are in public with a lot of people. With Tobey Spider-Man, some of that you did not see him use his powers in public. It was an okay movie, but like I said, it just left you wanting more. Even the villains weren't menacing. Not even Green Goblin, to be honest. Like, William Dafoe did all he could. William, if I said it, William Dafoe did all he could. But this movie did not live up to the expectation that I had. Of this film. I was like, it was going to be a good film because look at Spider-Man. Everybody, we all know from that they put Spider-Man. We love Spider-Man. We happy about Spider-Man. And I feel like a lot of people just overhyped this movie because it's a Marvel movie. It's the MCU. When in actuality, it wasn't all that. And like I said, the hype only came because of the old villains. If it wasn't for the old villains or anything, and this is no hate to Tom Holland, because I know Tom Holland is a great actor, and this is no hate to him. I like Tom Holland and all, but my thing is, this whole movie was centered around the hype of the movie. Was always centered around was Tobey and Andrew coming back. Every time somebody interviewed Andrew Garfield, there was all, "Are you coming back? Are you coming back?" I was like, don't the man got something else going on? Ain't he in a new film? Like, can we talk about that? Can we talk about how his life is going? What are projects he's working on? Or what are projects he's thinking about working on? Like, can we talk about that? And we all know we ain't getting no interview out of Tobey Maguire. We all know we ain't getting no interview out of him. But I remember they was always asking Andrew, is he coming back? Is he coming back? Is he coming back? And Andrew was like, well, no, I'm not. I feel like that's how everything started around the hype of this movie. Because granted, if Andrew, Tobey, Electro, Doc Ock, Lizard, Sandman, Green Goblin, they did not come, if they wasn't in the movie, I guarantee y'all that y'all would not have been as hyped for the movie as y'all were. Y'all wouldn't have been that hyped for the movie. Y'all wouldn't have turned out for that movie. If we're being honest. It would have been another movie, and y'all would have talked bad about it. As y'all do all Marvel movies at this point. And like I said, it was just nothing but nostalgia. And it was a mediocre movie to me. But I still liked it, though. I still liked it. You just had some points, and that was like, Peter, are you making the right choice? And I remember, what's the man name? Kevin Feige? Kevin said that he did not like Andrew Garfield's acting in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 because it was all over the place. Now, my thing is, do he understand Peter Parker's character? I can go as far as say he's doing more. The MCU Spider-Man, he was all over the place. Because Peter doesn't even feel like Peter Parker, let alone Spider-Man. MCU Spider-Man doesn't even feel like Spider-Man movies. And we have to realize Andrew's acting is amazing. But we all know the writing for Spider-Man 2 wasn't there. It wasn't. And like I said in my previous episode, in season 2, they deleted a scene where Peter's father came back. This was in Spider-Man 2, Andrew's Spider-Man. They deleted a scene where Peter's father came back. And to this day, I'm still upset that they deleted it, because that showed Andrew's acting like he acted his behind off with that scene. If you want to go see the scene, it's on YouTube. But to be honest, every interaction with Ned in this movie, in Spider-Man No Way Home, was seen as annoying or intrusive. And Peter never acknowledged Ned. It was all MJ, MJ, MJ. And yeah, I know. MJ the girlfriend, his girlfriend. But I feel like Peter used Ned as his friend that would remain his best friend, as he was simp over MJ. And that last scene, I feel like he was, when they did not remember him, I feel like he was just more focused on MJ's happiness than Ned's. But yeah, I get MJ your girlfriend now. But what about your best friend? You and MJ wasn't girlfriend or boyfriend at Homecoming. I don't think so. Well, it's been a while. Like I said, it's been a while since I watched Homecoming and Far From Home. And like Ned's presence in the movie was like, yeah, he's there. He's cool. Yeah. All right. It's like Ned's just there, to be honest. And my thing is, the constant attacks on Sony versions of Spider-Man are just outdated at this point. Like, it's just outdated. How many times are y'all gonna keep talking about Sony Spider-Man? Like, okay, we get it. We get it, y'all every day y'all talking about it. Okay, we get it. Then the camaraderie and the villains kind of felt weak. It kind of felt weak to me. And then the whole thing about trying to make the villains good and all. Like, okay, yeah, the villains, we're trying to get them good, and this, that, and the third. You can't try to get these villains good. You can try to turn them good. Some of these villains are just plain evil. That's just it. Some of them are just plain evil. Sorry. I'm just saying. my thing is, why didn't they just forget Spider-Man? I mean, wouldn't they have been a little bit better, though they would just forgotten Spider-Man? Peter was still, everyone was still having their memory about Peter, but they would not have a memory about Spider-Man until Spider-Man came out the woodwork again. I'm just saying. But I will say this. I do like how it feel like Andrew Spider-Man got to redeem himself by saving MJ. Because we all know he couldn't save Gwen. And I do talk about that in my other episode 2, season 2, again, the movie review of Spider-Man, the main Spider-Man 2. I do talk about that, so you go listen like I said. But like I said, I do like how it was like he got a do-over. Wish he wouldn't have to have a do-over. Wish he didn't have a do-over. Which y'all should know all about my feelings if you listen to my season 2 episode about The Amazing Spider-Man 2. But like I said, it's a good movie, but to be honest, to me, it felt overhyped. It felt overhyped. But that is all the time I have for y'all today, so tune in next time for another episode of The Christian J Show.